On this week's episode of Newsbreak, TJ Wengert talks to Kathy Riley, the head coach that led the Longwood softball program to 3 consecutive Big South Conference Tournament Championship wins.
This and more coming up on Newsbreak.
Welcome back to another episode of Newsbreak for the week of February 26th. I'm Nicole Rosario.
And I'm Alaina Jacques.
A Klansman and an African American would be unlikely friends, but over the past 30 years, African American blues musician Daryl Davis has been devoted to creating those unlikely friendships. 200 Klansmen have given Davis their robes, which are stored in his home as a reminder of the continued battle against hate and discrimination. Alaina Jacques has more on the story.
For race, for my clan, for my country.
This is Daryl Davis, an African-American author explaining the ritual during a Ku Klux Klan or KKK cross-burning. Davis has this knowledge from befriending numerous KKK members over the years and even attending their rallies. As a blues musician, Davis was first introduced to a member of the Ku Klux Klan when he approached Davis, complimenting his musical talent. After discovering he was a Klansman, they began having conversation with one another, finding they had more in common than in contrast.
We may not agree on everything, but at least he respects me to sit down and listen to me. I respect him to sit down and listen to him. So it was a mutual thing. And as a result of that respect, guess what I got?
For the last 30 years, Davis has received over 200 robes from Klansmen who decided to leave the KKK, all thanks to Davis. He says the biggest way to make an impact with those in the Klan is simply the ability to listen and speak with them rather than at them.
Because people get on the defense when you talk at them or talk about them. But when you're talking with them, you're on equal footing. You're placing them on the same level as yourself. And it's important that people feel that, while especially when there's something that's very contentious, that it not come across like a debate.
Gaining all this information for his book, Clandestine Relationships, Davis has learned it all comes down to wanting to see a change and initiating that kind of conversation. For Rotunda Studios, I'm Alaina Jacques.
Thank you, Alaina. A new parking enforcement unit has been created consisting of 4 students, according to the Longwood University Police Department Chief of Police, Colonel Robert Beach. The students are being trained and equipped to enforce parking on Longwood's campus and will be employed by LUPD. They will be going around campus randomly from 8 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. Monday through Friday. Beach stated the parking enforcement unit will be uniformed and have proper tools to do their job. 2 areas Beach expressed had the most violations are the visitor parking spaces and the Midtown Square lot. The parking enforcement users will mark tires and check parking decals the same way officers do. Beach says, quote, "This is not about trying to increase the number of tickets that are written. It is trying to encourage a voluntary compliance to the parking laws." The anticipated start date for the parking enforcement unit to begin working is the 1st of March.
And now we go to TJ Wengert for sports.
Thanks, Alaina. With softball season upon us, I had the opportunity this week to sit down with head coach Kathy Riley and senior players Kaylin Batten and Sydney Gay.
The Longwood softball program is in the middle of a dynasty under legendary head coach Kathy Riley. The team has won 3 straight Big South Conference tournaments and 4 of the last 5. But with that level of success also comes pressure to meet high expectations.
I feel like actually the pressure is maybe a little less this year than it was last year. Last year I felt on campus, that there was an expectation level that we had to try to reach, and just through a lot of self-evaluation, self-coaching, come to realize that really the best thing to do is just go back to basics and try to do our best every day.
Despite winning the conference, making a run at the regional tournament, and having players such as Kaylin Bug Batten hit nearly 300 a season ago, the Lancers held a mere .230 team batting average, which put them at last in the Big South Conference.
I think Coach took a different approach this year as far as changing our hitting philosophy. We're always about looking for changes to better ourselves. We did struggle in the lineup last year, and I think this year that different approach is going to help us really boost our batting average because as of last weekend, we hit really well. So I think it's going to help us a lot this year.
Another area drawing attention this year is the pitching staff. With 2-time Big South Pitcher of the Year Elizabeth Biz McCarthy graduating after last year, the team now has Sydney Gay becoming the ace of the rotation, which is still young and developing.
Definitely with Biz gone, she was, we were a dynamic duo, as they called it. She definitely helped me out a lot of it, but I still have a lot of confidence.
I feel pretty comfortable. If you look just at this weekend alone, We really got some pretty good pitching performances out of Sydney Backstrom. And we also still have Arlie Wood, who's still developing as a freshman, and Sydney Mundell. And, you know, just with the 4 of them, I feel like we're going to have an opportunity to have one of the top 2 pitching staffs in the conference.
The Lancers only added 5 new names to the roster. However, some of them have earned opportunities to play major roles this season, including Jenna Dunn, Leah Powell, and Sydney Backstrom. You can catch the softball team in Farmville for their home opening series against the Highlanders of Radford University, starting with a doubleheader on Saturday, March 17th, and Sunday with first pitch at 1 p.m.
Coach Riley also mentioned having the confidence the team finished last season with through the Big South tournament has carried over so far into this season, as with their first tournament, the team opened the season at 4-1. Now back to you guys.
Thanks, TJ.
Wow, it seems like the freshmen have a lot of potential this season.
Yeah, Sydney Backstrom had a couple of starts that weekend, went 2-0 and only allowed 1 earned run.
All right. Well, that's all we have for you for this week. Remember to catch up on all the latest news. Check out our website at therotundaonline.com, like our Facebook page, and follow us on Twitter and Instagram.
And don't forget to pick up our next print edition around campus today, February 26th. Rotunda Studios Newsbreak will be back next week. Thanks for watching.